Hello everyone, my name's Trevor, here to give you everything you need to know about living in Phoenix, and today we are talking about the city of Buckeye, which is in the far west valley in the Phoenix area, probably the furthest west you can get, while still being called the Valley of Phoenix. And so in Buckeye today, we're going to be talking about some of the pros and cons of living here, who should be living here, and maybe who should not be moving to Buckeye, as well as what is life like in the city of Buckeye, dispel a few myths that people assume about this city, especially those that live in the Phoenix area. They kind of assume some things about Buckeye. We're going to prove some of those wrong, but some of them are going to be true. We're going to go through everything about living in Buckeye today. So let's get into it right now. One thing I wanted to plug real fast is that I do have this Moving to Phoenix guide, which is a detailed guide on everything you need to know about moving to Phoenix, from the cost of living to a breakdown of every single different city that's in this Phoenix Valley. So I think there was like 15 in total. I can't remember the exact number, all the way from Buckeye, all the way to Mesa, everything about the city, some of the best communities inside of it, what are some of the best entertainment, different things like that in each city, as well as just some things you should know about moving to Phoenix, like what does our grid system look like, what are some of the key terms that we use as Arizonians that maybe you don't know moving from out of state. If you want that, feel free to send me an email and I'll get that in your inbox right away. A few interesting facts about Buckeye is that it's the fastest growing city in the last decade by percentage, by how quickly it's growing. And this is kind of one of the first myths we want to dispel, is that this is actually a larger city. It's not some rural out there city, although it is further from the city. There's a lot of developments, there's a lot of housing community, and there is a lot of people living there. In the year 2000, this was not true. There was about 6,500 people living in the city of Buckeye. Right now, they are over 100,000. I mean, that is 10, 15 times the size they were in 2000, and that's just over about 22 years. They have grown astronomically, and so it's popular. A lot of people are moving there, and a lot of people that live in Phoenix, especially those that have been around a long time, are like, why is anyone moving to Buckeye? That's just this ugly little town with not a lot going on. It's just dirt. There's not shops, restaurants, anything like that. Now, this city doesn't hold up to maybe the Scottsdale or the downtown Phoenix when it comes to entertainment, but there are things out there you can just see driving around. They have this little Sundance town center. It's got a bunch of shops and restaurants. It has, the popular places to eat. There's a bunch of different, there's like a pokey place. You don't really see that in far out rural towns. There's all these good places to eat. Sorry, my finger in that video right there. There's boba. There's a new Aldi that just went in. There's a Planet Fitness. I mean, they have what you want when it comes to living in a city. It's not this middle of nowhere town where you have to drive 45 minutes just to get your groceries. That's not the case at all in Buckeye. Maybe it was 20 years ago. Not today. It is a full self-functioning city in itself. And one of the biggest changes that really happened in Buckeye was that there are jobs that are moving to Buckeye. So it used to be you lived in Buckeye and had to drive 45 minutes to work. Well, now with its growth, they have warehouses, they have factories, they have big jobs that are moving to the city of Buckeye, so you can really be self-sustaining in the city itself when it comes to, restaurants, entertainment, and work. All could be in the city of Buckeye. So it is a growing city, and they have a capacity of 1.1 million. They are actually the largest city when it comes to land in the state of Arizona. So just the total acreage that they have in a city, they are the largest, even bigger than Phoenix, which surprised me a lot just hearing that. And so they have a total capacity of 1.1 million residents. So they are nowhere near built out. And what that tells you is that there is still a little bit of spread outness to Buckeye. Although they now have the restaurants and the shops and some things to do, it still is fairly spread out. You can get some larger properties over here. They do have a ton of master planned and new build communities, but those that aren't master planned or new builds, that's where you can be finding some large land areas. Can be some crops grown over here. It could be some farmland. It can be some horse properties. Different things like that are still available in Buckeye. Now, when it comes to developments, this city is booming, and so although it's grown to be the fastest growing city in the last 20 something years, it is still growing like crazy. They have currently 35 different new build developments going on in Buckeye. That is telling you that builders are spending millions and millions of dollars investing into the city because there is a demand for people to move there. They cannot build fast enough to move to Buckeye. So what this also tells you is that this is a really popular city, and that also most of the housing developments in here are going to be newer. And to me, that's one of the specialer things about Buckeye is most of these communities are going to be built in the last probably 10 years. So you're going to get a lot of nicer homes. They're going to be more modern, what more people are going to be looking for. We're going to drive through a few of those different communities, and the first one we want to check out is going to be Verde. I'm going to hop on over there. Let's check that out. All right, so we're here at the Main Street Market here in Verde. This is one of the more appealing things about this community is inside the community. It has this cool kind of Main Street area where you got restaurants, you got cool shops, you got fun things to do right inside the community. You don't have to travel anywhere else. We'll kind of take a spin here. You can see it's 2 stories high. They've got some wine shops, little wine bars, there's seating areas, there's a big grass field behind us. They've just got a lot going on over here in Verde, and they've just done an excellent job with it. It feels extremely modern, very clean inside here. You have your own grocery stores inside the community itself. You got things like Starbucks, fast food, and then you also got this fun Main Street area where a lot of people hang out. They tend to hold events here. And so this is just a great spot here in Verde, and I think one of the more appealing things is this Main Street area. Those are the Main Street lofts behind us. You can see that kind of entrance. So yeah, really fun little spot over here in Verde. A lot of appealing things about Verde. You're close to the mountains. You got some great views. We'll keep driving through this neighborhood so you can see more and more of this community. I think one of the best parts about Verde is just how beautiful this little community is, how green it is, how many trees, lush plants there are all around. Take a look at this footage here. We're just going to kind of fly through this neighborhood, and you can already see it is so green. Like, this does not look like the desert Phoenix area that you're typically used to seeing. Every single house, all of the center dividers are going to have this greenery all throughout it. And you're going to have some amazing mountain views throughout this community against those White Tank Mountains. We'll just keep looking through this area right here. You know, here are the shops again without my face in the middle of them. It's cool. It's this kind of 2-story Main Street area. There's some, you know, fun little restaurants and shops along this area. Just another good view there. And then, yeah, they do have another little shopping center. It's kind of modernized. They got some little restaurants inside of it. They got the Starbucks, which is important. And this is just a cute little animal hospital. I think my wife would definitely appreciate that right there. And this is just some more views of how green it is. I mean, this is a typical residential drive. You're seeing how lush it is. It does not feel like the city of Phoenix. This is leading up where basically all the roads to get to Verde, you're probably going to take this road to get to your house. Here are just a few of the different views of the homes. I think they're extremely unique, but also gorgeous homes. I love the build style that they have. There's multiple builders in this community. Here's just your normal green patch. So right across the street from all the houses, they have a nice little green patch. So that's the city of Verde, and that's probably their best overall master plan community. They're still building it out, but for the most part, you're going to only find resales available there. They also have an amazing 55-plus community in there called Victory at Verde, and there's some amazing championship-style golf courses designed by a PGA star. I think it was Tom Lehman, if I'm remembering right now. But yeah, some beautiful golf courses. You have the views of the mountains. It's extremely green, and that is Verde. And that is something that's newer to the city of Buckeye that most people don't imagine that's what Buckeye looks like right there, with all those green plants, views of the mountains, amazing golf courses, a luxury-style 55-plus community. All those things, that's not what people really expect when it comes to the city of Buckeye, but that is a community that they can offer there. A few more notes just to know about the city of Buckeye. So we're past Verde right now, just back to the general overall city. Again, it is a newer city, and the median age there is 33 years, which is extremely young for an overall city, for the median age to be 33 years. And the average income is $88,000. So again, pretty standard, in line, a little bit higher on that average income range compared to other surrounding cities. It's also just in general going to be a quieter lifestyle. So although we did see there is the Sundance Town Center, there really isn't any main entertainment in the city of Buckeye. If you're wanting to go to those concerts or some of the better, shopping malls, some of the newer restaurants, you're going to have to be traveling to get to that. They really don't appeal the brand new, modern, great restaurants that other cities offer here in Phoenix, but they do have some inside there. But again, if you're going to want those newer ones, if you're going to want the top entertainment, you're probably driving 30 at the minimum, but probably closer to like an hour to get all the way over to Scottsdale, where some of the best entertainment in the Phoenix area is. So it is still sort of the out there city, but the reason it's grown in popularity, I think personally, is because of the ability from people to work from home. So no longer do they care about that 45-minute commute. They can either work in the city of Buckeye because of the jobs they have there, or they can work from home now and get that newer, nicer house for not the prices they'd be getting if they were living closer to the city. This is maybe their best form of entertainment, if you will. This is more for a specific type of person. They have a Skyline Regional Park, which is really just this mountain range. It's a desert mountain range. It's not extremely pretty, but if you're into camping, if you're into horseback riding or biking, or want to go on some walking trails, there's some beautiful things inside this community. While I was there were some people that were either in tents, and there's also some trailers parked around. So again, if you're into that outdoor lifestyle and want some open range, you have the Skyline Regional Park. Just take a look at this footage here. It's the desert. There's not a ton to see, but if you're into some of that outdoor stuff, this could be a good option for you here in Buckeye. The last community I want to take a look at, this is probably more of a standard community inside of Buckeye, and this is called Tartesso. So is the third largest development in Buckeye. There's 49,000 residential units, so there's going to be definitely some in that lower kind of starter range, price range, while there's also going to be some nicer homes within it. And this is an amazing community. Let's just take a look as we drive through this area. There's palm trees all up and down, like kind of as you enter into this community. And again, it's going to be a fairly green community. The only odd thing about it is you are just like kind of in the middle of nowhere, and nothing around this community is really open. It's just this community, and then you're like 10 minutes to the freeway of nothingness, which is a little odd. But again, they're going to have some modern build styles because it's got probably built in the last 10 to 15 years, which these ones are right here. You can just see some of these homes. They're extremely well done. Here's the palm trees I was talking about. These are all through the entrance as you enter into the community, so it's kind of a cool view as you come up. You kind of feel like you're entering this desert oasis over here. Here's a view of the community, and there's that kind of view I was talking about. It's really just like open land outside of the home. So you have the homes right next to you. You have this big community, and then really beyond it, it's just open range of nothingness, which is a little odd, but you are separated from things, and really the only people that are coming to this community are probably people that are living there. Some people like that kind of safety factor of it. Inside the community, they really do have a lot to offer just inside this little community itself. They have some great parks surrounded by it. We'll take a look at those right here. Yeah, so like right there on the right was a splash pad. There's a jungle gym. There's this big open grass field back there. This is right when you enter the community, really easy to access. They do have some softball fields and baseball fields you can check out too. I didn't get any in this video. There's a school right inside this community, so you're not having to travel far to this. But yeah, this is the neighborhood of Tartesso. It still does have some new build homes available that's still being built out, although it is extremely large already. There are some homes still available. This is kind of more on the standard side of a Buckeye master plan community rather than the luxury side. So you're going to have some nicer homes. They're still going to be modernized and new, but you're not going to have maybe as lush and luxury of a lifestyle as you're going to have in Verde. There's no main street downtown. You're not going to have the amazing mountain views like you had, but you're still going to get a great master plan communities, and there are a decent amount of these in the city of Buckeye. Which again, I think dispels that myth that Buckeye is kind of this rural out there town. People just move out there to get a bunch of land. That's not the case anymore. There's some beautiful master plan communities. People want to live here. It is still going to be far from entertainment, but if you work from home or you work in the city of Buckeye or close to it, maybe you work in Goodyear, the best part is you're going to get more home for your dollar. So you're probably going to get a newer home and a larger home for the same price that you would if you were living closer to the city. And so that's why a lot of people are picking Buckeye. Hopefully this gave you a fairly understanding concept of what Buckeye is. It is in the extremely far West Valley, but it does have more to offer than a lot of people expect. If you're thinking of moving to that city of Buckeye, feel free to reach out to me. My number and email are on the screen. I also have this guide, a Moving to Phoenix guide of everything you need to know about all the different cities in Phoenix. It's not completely finished. If you're watching this video in the first week, it's probably not done yet. You're probably just going to get a Word document. Eventually, it's going to look like a nice little PDF with all the information you're going to want, a little more color-coded and nice. but I'm sending that over to the design team and waiting on that back. So yeah, if you're interested in that guide, feel free to reach out to me. You can send me an email requesting that. If not, thanks so much for watching and stay tuned for more videos like this.